Once upon a time, in a desert where golden sand stretched endlessly in every direction, where the sun poured down with such fierce heat that even the grains of sand seemed to glow, in that vast, silent wilderness a tiny date seed lay buried beneath the earth. Above it a heavy stone, around it dry, hardened soil, and inside it a single spark of life. The seed thought, I want to come out, I want to see the sky, I want to feel the warmth of the sun on my leaves. And so, with every ounce of strength it had, it pushed upward. The stone did not move. It tried again. The stone still did not move. The seed wept. It wept deeply, and it said, my fate is cursed. I will be trapped in this darkness forever. There is no way out for me. Then, a quiet wind moved through the desert sand. Slow, soft, but somehow full of wisdom. The wind leaned close and whispered, do not complain, look downward. The seed was startled. Downward? What could possibly be down there? But after a long moment of silence, the seed began to understand. If the path above is blocked, perhaps the path below is open. And from that day everything changed. The seed changed its direction, changed its thinking, changed its purpose. Instead of pushing upward, it began to grow downward, slowly sending its roots deeper into the earth. One layer, then another, then another. It was not easy. Sometimes the soil was so hard the roots could barely move. Sometimes the dry sand tried to push back and stop them. Sometimes the seed grew so tired it wondered, am I fighting for nothing? Will any of this ever matter? But every time that doubt crept in, the whisper of the wind came back. Do not complain, look downward, and the seed kept going. Days passed, months passed, years passed. From the surface, there was nothing to see, just a lifeless stone sitting quietly on the desert sand. Any traveler passing by would never have guessed that beneath that stone, a tiny seed was silently fighting the greatest battle of its life. No one was watching, no one was cheering, but the seed did not stop. And then, one extraordinary day, the roots grew so deep that they finally reached the hidden veins of water flowing far beneath the earth. The moment those roots touched water, it was as if a fire had been lit inside the seed. Not just hope anymore. This was power. Real, deep, unshakable power. And once again, the seed turned its face upward. But this push was different. This push came from roots that had traveled through years of darkness. This push came from a soul that had never given up. The stone was still heavy. It still did not move. But this time the seed noticed something it had never seen before. At the very edge of the stone, there was a tiny gap. So small, almost invisible, but enough. And with patience, with quiet determination, the seed grew through that narrow space. The day it finally emerged, it was not a weak, fragile sprout. Its stem was firm, its roots were deep, and within it lived the strength of every single difficult day it had endured. With time, that small sprout grew into something magnificent, a tall, proud date palm tree. Its branches reached toward the heavens, its roots held the earth in a firm, unbreakable embrace, and weary travelers rested in its shade and felt for a moment that the desert was not so harsh after all. Then one day a great sandstorm swept across the desert. The sky turned dark with dust. The wind howled and roared. Small plants and patches of grass were torn from the ground and thrown through the air like pieces of straw. Many trees cracked and fell. Many were ripped from their roots entirely. But the date palm, it bent, but it did not break. It swayed, but it did not fall. Why? Because its roots were so deep, so wide, so strong, that no storm in the world could shake them loose. And who had forced those roots to grow so deep? The same heavy stone, the one the seed had once believed was its greatest enemy. In life, we often see our struggles as our enemies. We blame our difficulties. We curse our obstacles. We cry over the heavy stones that seem to pin us down. But the truth is, the stone that presses you down is the same force that drives your roots deeper. The darkness that surrounds you is the very thing that teaches you to find light within. The storm that tries to break you is what proves just how unbreakable you have become. The people who do not give up in hard times, who keep growing their roots deeper in silence, in patience, in faith, they become so strong that no storm in this world can ever bring them down. So the next time a heavy stone appears in your life, do not run. Do not complain. Do not give up. Just grow your roots deeper, because one day that very stone will become the witness to your strength.